My man, Sam Darnold. The man, the myth, the legend. The man that rose to the top of the ranks of the NFL power rankings, quarterback ranks, week after week after week. Sam Darnold just signed a 3-year deal in Seattle. Seattle Seahawks have been busy the last few days. They released Tyler Lockett. They traded DK Metcalf, which we'll get into that later. And then they signed Sam Darnold. Guys, how big a move is this signing of Sam Darnold? Is this going to move the needle in the Seahawks? Obviously, the Seahawks missed the playoffs last season. Does this get them into the playoffs? Does this put them in the conversation for the NFC West title? Does this put them in Super Bowl conversation? When you look at Sam Darnold, he had a great 2024 NFL season. Let's not get it twisted. You can sugarcoat it all you want. The man was a top 5 quarterback across the board. Quarterback, QBR, yardage, touchdowns. He was a top 5 quarterback. Hell, if you would rank just 2024, I may have put him at number 3. He had a hell of a season, and he led the Vikings to a great 14-3 season. Granted, they stumbled the last 2 games of the season versus the Rams and versus the Lions, but let's just be honest, 14-3 plus a playoff berth for the Minnesota Vikings last season, that is no slouch. Everybody and their dog, mostly everybody, now they want to jump on that bandwagon, but everybody had the Minnesota Vikings as a bad team last year. Let's just be flat honest. I had them as a 6-win team. Most of the Vikings insiders had them as a 7-win team. Many people deemed them as a rebuild year. Sam Darnold, which is a step fat field guy, whatever. Let's break it down. Sam Darnold went crazy. The Minnesota Vikings went crazy. Now, with all that being said, with all that sugarcoating, with all that glazing, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this situation. As a starter, beyond last season, Sam Darnold only has 1 season above 3,000 yards passing. 1 season above 3,000 yards passing. In 2019, as a starter, he had 3,026 yards. As a starter, he only has 2 seasons with over double-digit touchdowns, not counting last season. As a starter, he has no less than 11 interceptions in a season. Counting last season, he had 12. Let's flash back to 2012. Take off all the way back internet, back before social media was a big thing, back before YouTube really took off, back before this podcasting stuff really took off for anybody. The Seahawks signed a one-hit wonder by the name of Matt Flynn to a 3-year, $26 million contract. At the time, that was a crazy deal. Well, guess what? He didn't even start. A rookie quarterback by the name of Russell Wilson started over Matt Flynn that particular season. Sam Darnold just signed a 3-year deal, much like Matt Flynn did. Sam Darnold signed an equivalent to a $26 million deal, just like Matt Flynn did. Didn't even start. Not on top of that, the Seahawks have lost 2 of their top 3 receivers in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. In 2024, they had the 14th ranked defense, and they hadn't had many moves yet to improve that defense. So far this free agency, they haven't had anybody on the defensive side of the ball. Now, when you ask the question, can they compete in the West? Of course they can. The West isn't that good, right? False. The Rams just got a hell of a lot better. They added Devontae Adams. Look out, baby. The 49ers will be better. They will be healthy. They will be 100%, right? It seems to go in spurts. The 49ers will be back. And the Cardinals are improving each and every season. Kyler Murray played at an MVP level for about 9 games last season. Marvin Harrison Jr. will explode as a top 10 receiver in 2025. So, guys, the question is very, very simple. Does this move the needle for the Seattle Seahawks by signing Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal? Guys, this is the absolutely dumbest thing you could have possibly done. Not only do they trade away their proven quarterback that has done it for the last 3 seasons in Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders, and they got a 3rd-round pick. Didn't they release their staple of their offense? Tyler Lockett, the last 10 seasons, been the man, the myth, the legend, consistently out there grinding out hard, right? And then DK Metcalf. Granted, he is not considered a top 10 receiver, but he's pretty freaking good, let's just be honest. Now, I'm not saying that the Seahawks will suck. I'm not saying Sam Darnold will suck. I am saying the Minnesota Vikings have a great system, quarterback-friendly system. The Minnesota Vikings had the top 2 receivers and the NFL, respectively, at the positions. Number 1 overall receiver in Justin Jefferson, and then the number 2 receiver in Jordan Addison. They had a good defense. They had a good running game. Seahawks have a decent defense, a decent running game. Wide receiver core is unknown, questionable at best. Guys, this signing by the Seattle Seahawks is stupid. It is asinine, at the 10, at 11. I mean, granted, you needed a quarterback after you traded Geno. Yes. But you just kicked yourself in the foot. A brand new offense in 2024, 2025. Not only did you have a rookie coach last year, a second-year coach, now with the new quarterback, new receivers, what? Seahawks fans, can you guys wrap your head around this? You guys are going to suck. I'm calling it now. In March, the Seahawks are going to suck. So, guys, in the comments below, let me know. Do you like the signing of Sam Darnold to the Seattle Seahawks? How big a move is this for you? Is it good, bad, indifferent? Let me know. Old Man River says, no, it does not, but Sam had his best year last year. Yes, Sam Darnold had his best year last year because of a very quarterback-friendly system that Kevin O'Connell has in Minnesota. Sam Darnold benefited from a system, just like Kirk Cousins benefited from a system, just like J.J. McCarthy will benefit from a system. Do I need to go on? Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins just signed a 2-year deal for Jaguars, right? All those quarterbacks benefit from a Kevin O'Connell system. James Frank says, no, I'm not sold. He did ball out, though. I will give him that, says James. And I agree with you, James. We're on the same page there. But I think this follow-up year won't be as good. Maybe the year after next. And like James, like that is why I am so scratching my head about this. I believe it was a 3-year, $66 million deal, if I'm not mistaken, right? I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of money, right? It was like $35-40 million per season. It was a lot of money. Why didn't you sign into a 1-year prove-it deal? Why didn't the Minnesota Vikings franchise tag him, right? Why weren't there other teams in the mix for Sam Darnold? Because he has a lot to prove still. He's been a career backup. Yes, he was drafted, number 3 overall to the Jets. Had a couple good seasons, 3 decent seasons, I should say, not good. But we forgot the kind of guy he was in the NFL. JM says Bubby Brister would have had more success with that receiving core. Not wrong, JM. I agree. Derek says Browns versus New England. Cleveland better have value for that money. Browns are terrible. Patriots are spending money because they got it, and they're going to be terrible. Let's just be honest. 49ers lost half of their roster. They lost Deebo Samuel, and that's about it. Excuse me. Old Man River says, at least Geno is more mobile, but I think picking up Flacco for a backup. Listen, Joe Flacco's ship has sailed. Joe Flacco shouldn't have played last year. Joe Flacco should have retired after he led the Browns to that amazing playoff run a couple years ago. Let's just be honest. He should have rode off into the sunset, rode off in this high note here, and then he got benched by Shane Steichen in the Indianapolis Colts last season. He got benched by a quarterback that tapped himself out on 3rd and short, and everybody hated. Right? Everybody hated. Derek says, from Oregon to Ohio, I believe in Chip Kelly. Well, good thing you won't have to believe in him for very long because he'll be fired by week 9. Old Man River said, Sam Darnold will drop like he did in the playoffs. Big game Sam Darnold is a real thing. Just like Kirk Cousins, like primetime Kurt. Not a very good thing, right? Not a very good thing. It was $22 million per season. So, yeah, I was right. 3 years, $66 million, right? Jim Powell, what's up, Jim Powell? Jim is a pigskin punny, guys.
Skin pun. Get you some.
Be like Jim and click on the membership tab below. Become a pigskin punny. Get some free merch, behind-the-scenes footage, and some free entry into all of our weekly NFL giveaways. Jim says, it's Seattle. Nobody is buying. Jim, like, I think you are spot on. Because it seems like every year when Seattle did win those Super Bowls and they had the Legion of Boom, whatever, yada, yada, nobody really had faith in them, right? Like they kind of just always flew under the radar, and then they stuck up on you, and the next thing you know, they're winning a wild card game, they're upsetting the Saints, and then they're winning this game. Like, oh, you're like, oh, They're good. They're in the NFC Championship game. They're in the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. What? Like, it's just like, I feel like nobody ever has faith in Seattle, period, right? You never think of them as a juggernaut, which is fair, right? They've never really been that juggernaut. Even with that defense back in the Legion of Boom days, they were nearly never that juggernaut of a team. James Frank says, I was saying in my head to please now not get Darnold for my Browns, and then they picked up Kenny Pickett. So James is like, I don't want Sam Darnold. No. We're going to overpay for him. He's not proven. He's just terrible. But then the Browns go and get Kenny Pickett anyway. That's tough, baby. That's tough.